All right, this is going to be a good one. This is for you math buffs out there, people who like to do math. All right, if we count the houses around, each house is a 30-degree segment, and each 30-degree segment adds up. So the first house is 0 to 30, which is Aries. The second house would be then 30 to 60. The next house 60 to 90, 90 to 120, 250, 180 on around. Okay, so each house has a value of 30 degrees, and you add these when you're going to do this next particular thing. A couple of individuals asked me about Arabic parts and how they're used in astrology. Well, Arabic parts are about number 6 down on the line. They can be important, but really they're about number 6. And they're a little trick, so you need to go get a pencil and paper and bring that back and do this to find out exactly where I'm going with this, okay? Now, let's say we want to do the Arabic part for the part of marriage. We want to know what's a good point for marriage in a person's chart. We're always interested in the first house because that's the person and that's their personality. We're also interested in their partner, which would be the 7th house from that. So 1-7 would be our interest point. Being as it's marriage, then it would be Venus would be the next interest point. Okay, so we have 3 points in. See, an Arabic part is a 3-pronged situation. Now, what we do is we're going to add 2 points and then subtract one of the third points. And basically, this is how it works. Let's say that the person who asked me the question about their marriage asked about, when's a good time for them to be married? Well, I don't know what planet represents their marriage yet, except I know that the 7th house is important, so they want to marry. But I don't know what planet would be really representational of the marriage. And you don't either right now, but we're going to find out. We would take the first house cusp, and let's say it's 120 degrees Leo. I'm going to do this in my head, so I'm going to make even numbers. Okay? Let's say that the first house was rising with 0 degrees Leo, which is 120 degrees. All right? Exactly opposite that on the 7th house cusp is 300 degrees. You get that? Now what we would do is we would add those 2 degrees, getting 420 degrees. All right? Now let's say that Venus was, say, 16 degrees in the sign of Gemini. All right? Now that would be 76 degrees if we start with 0 Aries and add it all up. That's 76 degrees. What we would do then is from the 420 degrees of adding the 1st and the 7th, we would then subtract Venus, which at 76 degrees would give us 344 degrees. I may be wrong there, but I think that's right. Okay? Now, what we would do there is then find that 344 degrees is actually 14 degrees Pisces. Cool. Now we know that the part of marriage is under Pisces at 14 degrees. Who rules Pisces? Not Neptune. We're not in the modern stuff. We're back in traditional. Jupiter. Exactly. So now Jupiter rules, Jupiter rules the part of marriage. Jupiter is the marriage. So this person expects a nice, happy marriage because Jupiter's a nice, happy planet, Zebulon. Now, when we do a chart for 2 people, then we want to find this out. We want to make sure that their Arabic parts are going to be compatible by sign. It's not the sign they're in, but the ruler and its condition of the sign by dignity, and we already talked about that. It tells us an idea how that works. Now, if we did a chart between 2 people, and we found that the Leo rising and the Aquarius setting was a partner, we would know that the rulers indicating these signs would be the ascendant, the Sun, and the 7th house, Saturn. Now let's say that the Sun was in sextile aspect to Jupiter. That means that the ascendant person likes marriage. She really likes it. It's cool. Or he. That's cool. However, let's say that Saturn was squaring that. See, he would be into the marriage, but you have to convince him because it's a square. It could happen, but you got to work for it because that's what squares are about. You have to work for it. So you're going to get it. It's going to work. So you've got a square in your chart. This is go to work because you need to work for whatever it is you're trying to get between those 2 planets. You'll get it. You just have to work for it. So you have to acquiesce to that. So you see, we discovered today how to use an Arabic part. There are 3 prongs. And a lot of things. You can look up Arabic parts on the Google it. And you get areas that'll show you how to do that. I mean, you just put in part A, part B, and then subtract part C, and you run with it. A lot of good books have Arabic parts in them. You might pick one up and see what's going on. Anyway, there you are. Thanks for the question.